He's always sitting in his car. I saw him on his feet.
He needs to come on in. Let's see. Alexia's joined and wait, no,
Or if I popped up on the Zoom, what they would do.
it is.
Don't we have Hayden Kid in this class?
Do we have?
Hayden Kid.
Yeah, he's in there.
We saw Mr. Harward Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and him went to breakfast at Molly's Community Cafe in downtown. And he was right outside of there getting breakfast.
Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen him in a while. I talked to him at some point recently.
Yeah, I didn't expect to see him there. I saw him from a distance, so I was like, is that him? Then we got closer and you could definitely tell.
Yeah.
Mr. Hayek, how many people do you normally have in here?
I want to say we had like 5 last week, or 4 at least. Because we had Meredith, we have Patrick. Who else is in here?
I have no clue. How many do you have a week?
I have about 6 or 7. I'm pretty sure one moved on. I had 7, one moved on Monday. I don't know. Which one is it? Well, Pat, I guess you said Patrick is here. So.
Yeah, he's just in his car. Let's go get him.
I only have one in here. I only have 2. Don't fully trust Patrick, though. He has 2 persons.
I could 100% teach this class.
Go ahead.
I could teach this class.
You're going to teach it?
Yep, I'm going to teach today. What are you guys doing? Alright, so
We are learning about layers in Adobe Photoshop.
that's easy. I can teach that.
Is anyone trying to join this?
I don't think so.
I think it's just the link standing right there.
We should unmute them. You can unmute people from here.
Yeah, because I'm the teacher.
Don't listen to us. They just hit mute all.
I don't know. This is sad. If we only end up having 2 people in here today. But that's okay.
They'll just show up late.
Maybe so. Feels like the school is even quieter than usual. I
Yeah.
don't know how people in Beaver, you know. There's like no way.
Yeah, I know. I almost walked in school without a mask this morning.
I was just like no way. means there's some people for that. I'm in 40, 50. That means they can go every day. Yeah. I mean, their school staff like they said. And it's starting to look like a beach. Well, I thought it was not. He said that it's a wonderful process. That's true. They are at So, that, she said it's not me. But there's enough that we can. Well, like you said, it should at least be school. Yeah. You should manage it. And if you can manage it, then you should. You know, like, well, I had steps. I said, I've got. It's just like one period. But they come every day. They have.
This morning.
Are you in this class?
No, I'm in Mr. West's class.
Yeah, like they should say everything. That's what they want to. Yeah, and so I think we're asked that question. Yeah, for your time for that. You got some things more like, okay, you should create paperwork. But they're not for the other one. Yeah, I think we got very, we got technically been this long, I've got 7, 6. I could probably be fine. Yeah, there, yeah. But yeah, you can. They're paying. That's the parents are paying down. They want to be here. I said, I guess I started with something. I don't even feel like logging into section. That's how lazy I am. Slip trips and falls.
You have another participant.
I know, it's this. Look,
Patrick Silver's probably going to cast.
we're looking like we're gonna have 3. Oh, Zane wants to join. Let's add Zane. Wait a minute. It is, yeah.
We're totally all get to see me when they first open this thing.
I know.
I'm their teacher today.
For the past like Saturday night and Sunday night, like I went to I tried to go to sleep and I was just wide awake. Y'all done that recently? It's just like
Yeah.
for some reason I just go to sleep and my eyes just want to. I'm just like, no, not feeling it.
I say hate it and join this Zoom meeting. Oh, you're finally here, dude. It took me 20 years to get in here. I'm your teacher.
I gotta go back.
You're late.
I go back for my mask.
I almost had to come back from a mask, but I stole up one of those things from Mr. Weston. There's like thousands of them everywhere, but you can steal like 5 from Mr. Haddock and just put in your book bag.
I don't think you still have it, so I won't have to.
Yeah. I got them. In case you need them. I'm trying to keep them in here just so I don't have to have that issue. I can just be like,
I just take my mask
or if a
off.
kid won't put their mask on, I'll just start throwing them at them.
I threw it at Porter this morning. Porter
Well, you had to
kid
go
didn't know
make
where his
your
mask
own
was. I
phone.
just launched it at him.
Put your your mask on. Just keep throwing bags of masks at people.
What class are you actually in this class?
I'm in computer science over there. You were in here, so I came in here and talked to someone who I don't feel like talking to quarters.
I was here like 8:20. I had to go all the way back to my house.
I could have given you. You could just say you don't have a mask. I'll give you one.
Yeah, I should know we still have it.
I almost walked in without a mask this morning.
I was just looking for mine. I was like, wait. Mechanic might have masks like that. I'm not gonna think on it.
Yeah, I had.
Well, plus they probably wouldn't have let me in the building without one, right?
Yeah, probably not. The officers probably wouldn't have let me. They kind of looked at me, and then I was like, "Uh-oh, I don't got a mask." Probably just being an excuse that they got.
I think that's
me
why I
quiet.
didn't come in here. Just because I didn't want to building. Which kind of defeats the purpose of giving them masks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's so maybe on the first day if you have a mask, but you only have one mask. Yeah.
I have two in my car that I forgot. I just keep these in my book bag.
I have like 3 in my car, and I don't have any in the house.
There's a couple in the house. Look at these. Mom has like god awful.
I don't like my face on the internet now, so I just don't have it.
This didn't work. Like that? Oh, yeah, there we go. We get a teach
I
today,
think it's
Patrick.
just to actually do.
Really?
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like I have teachers class. This is supposed to be easy, Patrick. I have it next semester.
Just don't teach computer tech engineering.
I don't know, now I only have 2 kids in there.
In all?
Well, 2 kids in B group on campus. We have a.
Wait, they got a job
Do I know?
in? Did they drop it?
No,
I was about to say that.
no, we got 2 on campus on B week, 3 on campus on A week, and then like 4 people online. It's only 11 people in the class.
I still don't know anything in that class.
We have a lot of people in that class. Dang, I gotta get back over
Y'all make sure you fill this out and get it back. Usually you're on Use your period authority to sign them, all that jazz. Doing it? Yeah, apparently. I know as much as what WITN released. Do I know? Yeah, I don't know what to trust, what not to trust anymore. There's been tons of communities that have over exaggerated on what's going on. Of what? The song?
Yeah.
To make you feel better.
What?
Your situation.
The worst song.
I hope you feel better. Yeah, I think so. Oh man. It didn't time it as well today. Usually time it right on the bell.
I'm glad to stop it.
Good morning, DH College students and staff. Would you please stand for a morning pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Good morning, everyone. Good Monday morning. Just wanted to make sure and do some clarifications for some teachers who had questions with our survey. One of the things I did want to point out to students and staff is while we've had our quarantine room, it has not been used one time. So that says a lot about the safety that you're exhibiting there in your classroom, as well as our safety teams that meet and greet our students first thing in the morning. With Nurse Powell and her teams, they've done a great job, and therefore I think you're doing a great job in keeping us safe. Also, news about cases, I will tell you this, staff, under rules and guidelines, I cannot always give specific information about cases that we have here on campus, and we do have to stay the course with what Pitt County Schools has advised as far as letting everyone know at the same time when we do have a positive case on campus. You probably already guessed that I would not be able to be specific on the names on those positive cases, whether it's even a student or staff member. But again, though, this is a policy that we are following just to make sure to answer that question that many of you had. Also, many of you had talked about covering teachers' classes, and this has been very difficult in a difficult school year because so many of our substitutes are now not available to us. So we are putting this on a rotation basis, rotation schedule, just to make sure that we are as fair as we can with all of our teachers in coverage of classes. But we do appreciate all that you've done with that, and we know that it's been a huge strain for many of you to cover someone's classes if in fact they had to be pulled out at the last minute. Team, I just want to take a minute to apologize for a faculty update I sent out on Friday. We are all under stress and working our best with the information and direction we've been given. I'll always believe that D.H. Conley is the best school in Eastern North Carolina, and that is due to the teachers and the staff that are employed here and caring for our students. In the future, I'm going to make sure myself and my admin team will address issues on an individual basis and not as a group. I still do believe that we are all in this together, and together we can succeed with everything that's going on. I'm going to work on my frustrations around this pandemic and be more cognizant of others and the best school team in the district. Again, my apologies for any offense taken around my faculty updates, and we are always fighting strong. Have a great day.
Yeah. All right. So, we're going to review layers real quick. We are then going to talk about, let me get the announcement back up so we can go through them together. We're going to go over file types. We're going to watch a little bit of what Gareth talks about on Tasty Tips about layers. We will then combine some of the things we have learned from last week and today with a layers project. Please see layers project in module 1, Intro to Photoshop. So if you happen to go to modules, after you go into the announcements, you can see that there is the episode on common file types, and then there is the layers project. Don't worry about anything having to do with all this stuff up here. Main thing is you watch this if you're at home, and we're gonna watch it together here in a minute. But first, I want to go over one thing. Okay. I want to see. Bring this over, and I want to create a new project. So, again, just real quick, this is your layers panel. One second, I was going to open something else up. You know what we're going to do? We're going to exit out of Photoshop. And then we're going to open it back up because I want to pull up that thing. It'll be easier. So if you're watching from online and you were here on Friday, then I'm just going to do a quick review on what we did on Friday, just for those who were not tuned in or did not have time to go back and watch the video, which I honestly just posted this morning, so you probably didn't have time. But that's okay. Like I said, if you want a full scale review on this, then you can go and do that. I'm going to resize my window here, and as you can see, this is the layers panel. You can drag and change the area where this is at. As you can see, I've got this layer right here. I have multiple layers in here describing these things. If I move this yellow layer back some, find this green. Wait a minute. What am I doing wrong? Oh, okay. If I bring this red circle above this stuff, you won't see anything but the orange because the orange is above that. So that's kind of the layer order, the stacking order, as it may be called. So just keep that in mind. I still haven't gotten top back. There we go. As you can see, top now is above the red circle. So this is just called stacking order, and you can play with this. This is the opacity. You can change the opacity of something by dragging this over here or changing the percentage. As you can see, that kind of started to disappear. We can still see the outline of it. But yeah, that's basically it. So, alrighty, that's some of the main things. We will go through some more of these tools, and this is the move tool, which will be important for you later. And I'll show you how to complete the assignment we're going to do today. So, I just wanted to really quickly kind of go over that. Okay. Why is the surface good? All right. Oh wait, I'm messing up. I'm sorry, guys. It's a Monday. All right. So let's go over this quick file types. I'm not going to spend too long on it. And we'll just go through it really quickly on file types, and we'll talk about them as well.
Hello, and welcome to today's tutorial. Gareth here from tastytubes.com. Now, it's important to keep in mind that Photoshop can open and save multiple file formats. Later in the course, we'll be looking at saving various files in various formats for various media types. In this tutorial, I want to discuss and open a few file types you will need to be aware of as you begin to use Photoshop. Now, don't worry too much if you are not familiar with these file formats right now. You will get more familiar with them as you get more familiar with Photoshop. So now, this will be an exercise for you to get an idea of what to expect and get a little more savvy with using files in Photoshop. So to follow along with this tutorial, you will need to access the Common File Types folder I have prepared especially for this tutorial. This can be found in the Introduction folder in the Project folder. Now you can download this project folder for free. The download link is in the description.
No, we're about the
So
project folder today.
project folder open, click Introduction and open the Common Files Type folder, and you should see the files contained. So here we have 4 file examples. Now, if I just preview these on my operating system, you can see them. You can see that each one of these documents is essentially the same image. But if we look at the file types, you can see they are all different. Here we have a PSD file, a JPEG, a PNG, and a PDF. Now, various file types are often used and prepared for various creative scenarios. Various file types also carry various different image data sizes on hard disk. So the first file here, or one example, is an extension of .psd. Now this is a Photoshop data file. This is the native Photoshop file format. If you build a document in Photoshop with layers, the default file format will be .psd. If you receive a PSD document from someone else, chances are it will have layer and effect information outside. So let's go ahead and double click this file. Upon click, the document will open up inside Photoshop. So here is the image, and if we look in the layers panel, we can see that indeed this document contains layers, and these layers can be edited. For example, I can click the red third layer and move this around. I can select other layers or even create new layers. So this
Gareth, we already talked about this. Okay. Gareth's getting a little long-winded on this. The main thing I want you to understand, I'll move this back up. All right, the main thing I want you to understand is, oh, whoops, that all be right there. If you can see right here, he's got a PSD, a JPEG, a PNG, and a PDF. I'm going to let him kind of go over the difference between JPEG and PNG, just so you can kind of understand that clearly. Here's the one that the Photoshop document, basically the one he was just talking about. I'm going to make it really short and simple for you. If you're not done with your assignment and you want to come back to it tomorrow, so let's say we start working on this project today and you don't finish, you're going to want to save it as a PSD, a Photoshop document, because that means you can continue working on it in Photoshop. If you're done, today you are going to save this picture as a JPEG. Now, yeah, you can go back and pull it up there and edit it again, but basically what we're doing is we're exporting it and we're publishing it. So it's very important that you understand how basically this works. I am going to be more strict starting now. In multimedia, I wasn't as strict, but for Photoshop, I'm going to be more strict about things. When I say turn something in as a JPEG, I mean turn it in as a JPEG. I feel like a lot of times I've said that in classes before, and people just don't listen. Listen when I say turned it in as a JPEG. In the future, you might save things as SVGs, and then after that, you're probably going to save things as PDFs. I'm going to let him kind of go over the difference between JPEG and PNG, so we can kind of understand that together. There is a difference. It's not a huge difference. If you turned in a PNG, I would not be upset over that. I am going to be upset if you turn in a Photoshop document. Do you want to know why? Because I can't open it easily. I've got to go open Photoshop to look at your document. And that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to sit here when I'm grading your work and have to go look in Photoshop to see your picture, when all you had to do was export the picture as a JPEG. So this is just one of those things. You got to follow directions. I'm not going to be so harsh right now. If you do happen to make that mistake, I am going to remind you. And soon after that, you're probably only going to get about one reminder. And if you turn in the Photoshop document, I'm going to be like 0. But see, again, I'm not a terrible person. You can resubmit it, and I will regrade it. I'm just saying, I'm not grading Photoshop documents at this point because it takes way too much time. And I know I'm sounding lazy, but when I'm trying to go through and grade things quick and keep that mindset, I don't want to have to sit there and wait for Photoshop to load up and do that. And it was okay the first assignment because y'all didn't know and you were all working on stuff and I was getting tons of different file types and everything. That's fine. I'm not mad about that. I'm just saying in the future, from now on out, please, please, please make sure you are turning in a JPEG when you submit your projects through Photoshop. But yeah, I'm sorry I had to rant about that, but I just want to make sure y'all understood. So I'll let Gareth kind of explain JPEG and PNG real quick, and then we'll go from there.
We're going to have to open the file manually. So I'm going to right click on the file and choose Open With and select Photoshop. Upon click, we now have the image open in Photoshop. So here we have the same image as earlier, but if we look in the Layers panel, we can see something rather different. Here we have a single layer, and by default, the layer is called background. Now, this is common when you open a JPEG for the first time in Photoshop. It will more often than not appear as a flat layer called background, and you'll also notice this little lock icon placed on the layer too. So this is a single layer. In the last example, we were able to move the elements around. In this case, the only thing you can do would be to use the Photoshop tools to edit, color, and so on. There is nothing we can edit about the nature of the visual structure, unless we start to use the tools in the menu. Whatever circumstance this image will be used, be it on the website, in motion graphics, or printed, it will look just like this. Now it's important to mention that if I start to build layers in this document, for instance, for example, create some type layers at the top or add some shape layers, when you come to save the document, it will then become a new kind of document. As it contains layer information, it will now become a .msd file, a Photoshop data file. More on that later. So I'm going to close this document and come back to the folder. So the next file I have here is called O3 example PNG. Now PNG stands for Portable Network Graphics. So like earlier, I'll right click and open with Photoshop. Upon click, here we can see that this image, like the previous, is on a single layer. So this time you can see something a little different about this file. So this is the same image as previous, but this time instead of blue space on the outside, we have this grey and white grid texture around the image. Now, if you watched the previous video, you should know exactly what this is. This grid texture represents transparent information. In technical terms, the alpha channel. PNG files are often single-layered images that can contain transparent data, an alpha channel. This gives them the ability to be used in certain creative media where transparency, alpha channels, are required. This is unlike the JPEG, which is a full flat master image that will never contain alpha channel information. If this image is used on the web or for screen graphics, where we can see the grid texture on this image here, this will be transparent. So just like earlier, if I start to build layers in this document instance, for example, create some type layers or add some shape layers, when you come to save the document, it will then become a new type of document. As it contains layer information, it will become a PSD file, a Photoshop data file. So I'll close this document, come back to the folder, and look at the next file. So the last file I have here is a PDF. Now PDF stands for Portable Document Format. PDFs are often documents exported from various word processing or desktop publishing programs which are used by printers to make a document. These documents are also distributed around the internet to be read on compatible PDF readers such as Acrobat Reader. PDFs can contain a lot of raster, vector, and layered information. Depending on which program you open them with, you can obtain and extract such information. On this occasion, I'm going to right-click and choose Open with Photoshop. Now, when you attempt to open a PDF with Photoshop, you will notice something somewhat different happened from the previous files. As mentioned earlier, a PDF can contain various raster, vector, and layer information. When attempting to open a PDF in Photoshop, you will not be able to maintain any layered or vector information inside the PDF. When attempting to open a PDF in Photoshop, you will first have to compress and flatten the file. So upon opening the PDF in Photoshop, you will first be greeted with this import menu. This will ask you a few details about how you want to import the PDF. It's here you can specify the image dimension and resolution. On this occasion, I'm going to keep the image dimension the same, but change the resolution to 72 and click OK. Upon click, we will now import the PDF image into Photoshop. And if we reference the layers panel, we can see that this has become compressed into a single layer. Now, it's important to mention that upon importing a PDF into Photoshop, the image that has been compressed and flattened is no longer a PDF. This is now a compressed raster image, which can either be saved as a flat JPEG or edited with Photoshop effects and enhanced with layers. On this occasion, I will close the document and click Save. So that is just a simple introduction on how various files can work in Photoshop. There is much more to be learned on this map.
Thanks, Garrett. All right. So again, Photoshop documents you're still editing, and JPEG, PNG, PDF, these basically mean you're done and you export them as such. If you go to Photoshop and you just hit File and Save, or Save As, it's going to automatically save it. Let's see on the computer. It's going to save it as a Photoshop document. As you can see, there's PSD, PDD, PSDT, the same stuff. But you can click in here and change it to what you kind of would like. There's JPEG, there's PNG down here, and I don't see PDF. But you usually wouldn't save anything from Photoshop as a PDF unless you're creating really more of a document and not just an image. Hence the term PDF, portable document. So that being said, let's go ahead and move on to this project we are working on today. And I'm basically going to show you how to do this project, and then the rest of the day you will work on it. So we go to our modules. We're still in the Introduction to Photoshop module. And we come down here. We're going to do the Help the Celebrity project later, so I'm going to bring that down so no one gets confused. And we just did the common file types, and we're going to complete the layers project. So today you will make 3 pictures that describe you. You will work with 2 layers and make 1 layer have a low opacity. This will allow you to see both images in files, and I'll show you how that looks later. You will save these 3 pictures as JPEGs and submit them here. Please also provide a description on why you chose these images and how they describe you. See example below and watch the video on YouTube, which will be what we're doing right now. So if you're watching this later, that's what's going on. On how to create this. I'm about to show you how to create this. At the end of the assignment, you will have the following. You'll have 3 JPEGs. You'll have all 3 images will be composed of 2 other images. That's got to be a thing. And then give a brief description on why you chose these images. Basically, you get 5 points per image / JPEG file, and then you get 5 points for describing why you chose those images. So, I'm from Eastern North Carolina, so that's where I did one of mine. I did another one over the weekend to kind of practice with it. I did one at Daddy Tickler Stadium with the ECU logo in there because I graduated from ECU. I'm a big ECU football fan, so I did that. And now here is my example. Basically, what you're going to try to find is some sort of logo, some sort of flag, something like that. And this just kind of reminded me of growing up. I kind of grew up out in the boonies in a way. So this kind of reminded me of my childhood a tad bit. I have the North Carolina flag. You can reverse this however you want. The North Carolina flag could be the thing with low opacity, or the landscape could be the thing with low opacity. So let me show you how I did this stuff. And this is all I'm looking for. It's not a hard project. I just want to see that you can work within the layers, work with that opacity, and save this as a JPEG. That's kind of the main thing, the takeaways you're getting from this lesson. So let's real quick, how you're going to do this, you're going to go to Google, and I'm going to Google Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. I'm just going to look at some images. And let's see, I want to find one I like. I like that one. And I'm going to save image as. And that's fine. I'm going to put in my pictures right now though, so I can find it easier. And then I need one more picture, so I'm going to do ECU logo. And let's see. I gotta find the one I want. That'll probably do. So I'll save the image again. February. Yep, save that. So make sure you're saving your images. If you're working on the computers in here, you need to save it to your drive. Obviously, if you're working at school, you need to save it to your drive. Again, if you're going to be working on things like today, you should finish this assignment, obviously, within either today or first thing tomorrow. But if we start working on things on Fridays or Thursdays and it's going to take over into the next week, you might want to invest in a USB drive or a thumb drive, something just kind of small just to save your work on. All right, so I got my two pictures, and now I need to open them up in here. I'm going to go to File and Open. I'm going to go to my pictures right here, and I want to put Daddy Fickle Stadium in first. Stadium. That says Stadium. Really weird. Okay. I'm going to delete that blank page. So now I've got my first picture I wanted, and I'm just going to hit File, Open again, and I want to find the ECU logo. I have to unlock this background to move this, so you're going to have to unlock the background, and now you have it as just a regular layer. I'm going to use the Move tool, and I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to move it into here. As you can see now, I have two layers. Now I'm going to size this kind of in the right way, however I want to. I could just resize it if I wanted to. That might be a good idea as well. So I need to come over here to the, let's see, that's not what I wanted. Press enter. Oh no, things aren't going well for me. Edit, undo crop. I didn't mean to crop. I need to get off the crop tool. Let's see. Basically, I just want to try. Did I seriously do that? Okay. This went so much better over the weekend when I tried to do this. Yeah, I'm just going to move it in again. All right, so I'm on the move tool, and I'm going to move it into here, and I'm just going to kind of put it where I want it. And now this is where I'm going to mess with this opacity. So I'm going to bring it down here, and that's all you got to do. Very simple, right? It's a very simple project. It's not hard to do at all. That's what we're going to start with. As you can see now, we have this picture. That looks pretty good. I can change this if I want. I can put this layer, oh, I got to unlock it, my bad. I can put this up here, and I can bring the opacity back to 100, and I can put the opacity on this one down to like 20 something, and then I have more of the logo with the background of the stadium. So it's up to you however you want to do it. You might want to switch off. Maybe one of these you do like this, and then you do another one some other way. I will say it's going to be kind of hard, I feel like, to find three things. You know, I found a landscape of something that reminded me of my childhood, and I put the North Carolina flag on there. I've got Daddy Fickle Stadium. I got the ECU logo. Probably if I did anything else, I would probably do some kind of like hockey thing because I enjoy that. Okay. So yeah, I might do the Carolina Hurricane Stadium and then have the Hurricanes logo. I also play hockey, use like Carolina Ice Zone, so maybe I would do that and try to find a picture of you playing hockey or something, put it in there. It's up to you if you play sports, if you enjoy painting, maybe there's some paintings you really like, and you could do some kind of logos in there. It's totally up to you when it comes to what you're putting in here. So be creative, do what you want. Obviously, everything needs to be school appropriate, but you know, you can go for it. And it actually ends up looking pretty cool. I mean, that looks like something you'd see on a like a promo video or something like that. So just be sure to kind of look into that. The opacity, it doesn't matter to me what you put at the opacity. Like I'm on 24 right now. Maybe you kind of put it at 70 and you can barely see it. Again, it's totally up to you how you do it. If you kind of bring one up or bring one down, it honestly kind of starts to look more like a watermark than anything else the more you do. So Yeah, that looks like a private video. Look at that. Oh, it didn't do it gradually enough. Dang it. Oh well. Anyway, you get the picture. That's what you're having to do. Final thing, once you get done, you're going to go to File, and you're not going to go to Save or Save As. You can do that, but that's not really the technical way we want to do this. We want to go to Export, which is right here. And we're not going to do it as a quick PNG. We're going to export as. It's going to take a second. I think. Yeah, 3 pictures. So not too bad. It's really just going to take some time probably figuring out what you want to do. Why is it not? Oh, that's not good. Oh, she's over here now. Okay. Cool. I can't see that very well. I'm going to resize this window a little bit for you. Okay. All right, so you can see I've got my picture. I can change it to PNG, JPEG, GIF, SVG, all that good stuff. But like I told you, you need to save it as JPG, JPEG, anything like that. We can save the width. I don't really care how you change that. It is important that you know how that works. You can change the quality of it, which will allow for the image not to take up as much space. Because right now we can see it takes up 29 kilobytes. If I go up to 100, we can see it's taking 294 kilobytes. That's not much of a difference, but if in the future you wanted to, know how to change that quality, you have it. You can use whatever image. We're not going to worry about that. I mean, we're not selling it, so yeah, don't worry about using free images or anything. Obviously, I just wouldn't sell these off of something. So again, we're not selling them. We're using them for educational purposes, and that's how it is with most things we use in here. Eventually, there might be a time where I try to teach y'all how to cite your images for your sources, which would be important for like college reasons. Just want to prepare y'all for the future. But I'm not worried about that right now. So then there's some other options down here. Right now we're zoomed in on this image, so that's the zoom in. All right, and then once I'm done, I'm going to export. Let's see, can I make sure I know where this is going? All right, cool. All right, so export. Oh, there we go. And now it's going to save it to my pictures in here, just like I did. You do need to change the name, or it's going to be the name of the last thing like you pulled out. So as you can see, it's trying to save it as that Dowdy Ficklin name. So we're just going to change it to ECU pick. You can name it what you want, but just maybe add layer project in there or something. And you could number them too if you wanted to. So that would be my ECU pick layer project one. So save that. And now if I minimize out of here and go to my files, I'll bring it over here. Hopefully y'all can see that. You can see it's in the recent files, but if I go to pictures, it's in here. And it opens in here. Back up here. There you go. So I saved it in there. Really quick. Make sure you're paying attention to what I'm saying right now, because I feel like a lot of people are going to have this issue. I'm not sure on a Chromebook how this is going to go. Everything's going to be online. So, you know what? We'll go look at that real quick. But what you need to make sure, if you are working at school or if you're working at home on your personal laptop, I'm not as worried about where you save it. Just save it to somewhere you can get it. If you're working here, obviously you need to save it to your file name file, period. Because that's the only way you're going to get it. You don't have the pictures option. You don't have that. I'm just using pictures because I'm running out of room on my own drive here at school. So just bear with me. But make sure you save it to a place that you can get to it. If you're at home and you're all online, I cannot help you with file management unless you share your screen with me, and then I can do, what I can. But just make sure you're saving it to somewhere you can get to it. That's the moral of the story. Let's really quickly, we'll go to Pixlr and see how we can work within there on here. I assume the process will be similar. I hope you understand I'm doing the best I can, considering usually I wouldn't even have to worry about sending you to a different site altogether. So I can open image, and I can get more pictures. I can go here, and then I should be able to file of an image. All right, so I got my 2 images right there. I can unlock my background. Oh, what in the world did I do? Just give me some time, guys, because obviously I don't know what I'm doing with this. So can I just move? No. Just move tool. That's the arrange. I'm assuming that's basically your move tool. I've got this over here. Got this right here. The other way to do this stuff. Unlock. All right, there we go. So now I should be able to move this. Well, I thought I'd be able to move it. My bad, guys. I guess I should have looked more into what I could do on Pixel. I thought it'd be the same, but it's not. Miss Hattie, could you move something, one image to another in Pixlr? How do you do it? All right, I've got 2 images. I'm on Pixlr E because we decided we'd use that. It's not letting me know.
When you add it, does it give you an option to add it to the same or
Do we use 3 or 2 pictures? You're using 2 pictures, bud. You have 3 images to turn in. You're using 2 pictures on the 1 image. So for each image, you should have 2 pictures. All right, guys, listen. Listen. At the end of the day, you will have, hopefully, 2 of the, or 3 of these. You'll have 3 of these, which are made up of 2 pictures. Does that make sense? Does it make sense? Are you sure? What? Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm confused what you were asking. Okay. You will have 3 images, all made up of 2 pictures. Okay. Now back to how do we move this into the other file?
I was using the other one, I guess. I think we're gonna have a backup.
Control C and Control V.
What's your address?
All right, so that's how you're gonna do it apparently. So now what we need to do is work on the transparency. There you go. So that's how you're gonna do it in Pixlr E. Sorry, it took me a little bit, but give me a break, guys. I'm trying to learn 2 programs at once. So, all right. So there you go. I can re-show that real quick if you would like to. We'll just do file, new, open image. So we have our ECU picture, right? We're gonna hit the plus sign to add another image, which I have right here. You're gonna want to try to size this the right way. So let's just do it like this. We'll just have a purple edge on the side. Okay. We need to unlock these background layers, so we right click. That one's unlocked already. This one needs to be unlocked. There we go. That'll allow us to size this a little bit better. And size this one down. Also, I should just get the same. There we go. That'll be fine for now. Just to show you, y'all can play with it a little bit better, make it look better. But one of these, you're basically going to right click and mess with the transparency. And there you go. I have one just similar to the other one. Once you get done, you'll hit File, and you will want to Nope, we want to do something else. Where was it? I did the export thing earlier with this, but where was that at? Oh, I think we just save it. So here you'll save it as a JPEG like you usually do. That one looks kind of crappy, but just, bear with me. And we're going to download, and it'll download to your computer. So now you can open. There you go. There's my crappier version of what I did earlier. So, as I said before, there's a way to do this online if you are at home using a Chromebook, and if you can use Photoshop, that would probably be better. But I do have an easy option for you at home. It's just a kind of different steps. Does that all make sense? We're going to work on this for the rest of class, and I might give you a few minutes tomorrow when we start class to finish that up. And then we're going to move on to colors within Adobe and understanding color schemes, things like that. Does that make sense? Any questions? Because I'm going to end the Zoom meeting so I can go ahead and upload this for people who are not watching currently. All right, we'll stop the screen share. One last call. Any questions? Put them in the chat. Talk to me. All righty. Well, y'all have a good day. Make sure you start working on this. I wouldn't postpone it till tomorrow. I would work on it as long as you can today, and then try to finish. If not, you'll have a few minutes tomorrow. All righty. Like I said, any questions or if you're confused, just let me know. You're welcome to chat right now or email me. All right, I'm going to end it then. See you guys.